Hello, Cyclone fanatics. Welcome to Bedowers. We're not at Mr. B's today. We're at Bedowers here on Ingersoll.
We can't say beautiful Clive, Iowa. We got to say Ingersoll Avenue, you know, where everything happens.
Gorgeous downtown Des Moines.
Yes.
Right next to the Star Bar, where I might go and grab myself a glass of wine or a cold Busch Light here.
Well, when you grab the Busch Light, come back into Bedowers and look at the jeans and things. I think you need a new pair of jeans.
Well, if I do that, it probably won't fit as well. To be honest, after a couple of Busch Lights,
I think we could fit you just fine.
Tim Sitzmann here, folks. It's been much awaited.
Yes.
Tim, people they've been asking me. I'm walking down the street and people say, "Hey, Chris, when's Sitzmann going to make these picks?" You know, they're on the edge of their seat, wanting to know your take on the 2011 Iowa State football season.
It's funny that we're almost upon it. And I had a client in the other day at the cash register asking about you, Chris, of all people, you know, and he says, when are we going to get the predictions? Here we are. We're ready. I mean, they're on pins and needles.
Well, I'm not going to go on record with my official prediction yet.
You always hold out till I make them.
I hold out till the week before the season because I want to take in. See, a lot of my colleagues. You know, I saw a couple guys who. John Miller, HawkeyeNation.com. They came out with their season predictions.
Right.
Well, I got a lot more I got to take in, and I want to take my time on this. I'm not going for page views. I want to know who the quarterback's going to be. Did a wide receiver step up? I want to know about the depth on the defensive line. I want to kind of see how things play out in fall camp a little bit before I really go on record.
You're doing your homework.
I want to do that this year.
That's great. That's great.
But I'll give you some opinions on games because I do have some, especially on these early non-conference games. I've put a lot of research into this so far. So, Tim, we'll start things off September 3rd. The Northern Iowa Panthers. My good friend Gary Rima, voice of the Panthers, is going to be in town. I always look forward to seeing him. I'll be honest with you. Northern Iowa is going to have a good football team. They think in Cedar Falls that they can compete for an FCS national championship. They truly believe that. They have a good mobile quarterback. That offense is all right, and you know Mark Farley always puts a good defense on the field.
He does a good job.
I'm at the point though, where I think Paul Rhodes in the program, where I don't think you have to worry about Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
That's my take. I really think you're at that point where it's not that. I'm not going to say it's not a big deal. I mean, you look how they snuck up on Iowa a couple of years ago. They can do that because a lot of these guys haven't been recruited. You know, they got a backs against the wall mentality toward the big school in the state. But I think Iowa State's at the point where under the lights. Crowd's going to be packed. You got that new scoreboard going. I don't think Northern Iowa can even go in. I think Iowa State by at least 20. I don't see this a game because you're breaking in a quarterback. You're breaking in some young guys on offense. I don't see the Cyclones putting up 50 points in this game, but I think it's a good, comfortable win.
You know, it's funny. We don't often, you know, I guess we do agree quite a bit of the time, but I happen to be right on target with you. I think that Iowa State is going to be the favorite, and I think they'll exceed what the points are. I think it's a 3-touchdown game. I think what you said about Farley is right on. He's a great coach. He puts a good product on the field all the time. I think the program that Paul Rhodes has instituted at Iowa State is starting to come into their own. I think there's a lot of questions. We don't know what the quarterback's going to be. We don't know how good he's going to be or how bad he's going to be. Wide receivers, there's some holes to fill. The line has to be rebuilt. But I think he's got some players and starting to develop some depth. And I'd have to agree with you. It's a 17 to 21 point game.
Okay. Now, we didn't have a lot of debate there. I'll throw this out there now.
All right. You're gonna get me, aren't
starting
you?
quarterback. Who do you think will start that game for Iowa State? Steele Jantz, Jerome Tiller, or maybe does Jared Barnett?
You know, my gut tells me it's Tiller. I think he's kind of been in the trenches for a while. He had a great win in Nebraska. He's done some things that maybe give him an opportunity. I'm not at privileged or I'm not taking the time to be at those practices, but I think you got to give him a shot that he might be the guy. Now at the end of the season, I can't say that's the way it's going to be.
Okay, this is where you zigged and I'm going to zag. Okay. I'm going to go with Steele Jantz.
All right.
I think he'll be the quarterback at the start of the year, kind of by default. He didn't go out and grab the job in spring ball.
Right.
Or maybe he did. Maybe Coach Rhodes wanted it to be a competition going into camp just to keep everybody focused. That could have been it. I think that on the same token, I think Jerome Tiller would have done that too.
Right.
You know, this was his team, and he didn't really go out and grab it either. So I'm going to just something with my gut tells me we've seen Tiller before. We know what he can bring.
Right.
And that's kind of like I was comparing it the other day. Jerome Tiller is like a sports car, but you've had it for a few years.
It's not. You need to polish it a little bit.
Yeah. Whereas Steele Jantz he's the car behind the door. You don't know what you're going to get yet.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of the fan base is. I don't think they're anti-Jerome Tiller. I think it's more the quarterbacks. Let's look at the past with Iowa State.
Right.
When Brett Meyer was quarterback, they wanted Austin Arnaud.
Right.
Austin Arnaud was quarterback, they wanted Jerome Tiller.
Yep.
Now it's Tiller's time, and they want the other guy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I really don't have a lot of inside information on that because there's nothing to talk about. I'm going to take Jantz, though. You're going to go with Tiller.
Well, I'm going with Tiller, and I think Jantz may be the guy at the end of the season.
Okay.
I just think that's how I look at it. Unless Tiller is everything that they expect him to be, and he could be the man.
The thing to think about?
Yep.
Let's say that both of the juniors struggle early on.
There's
Why not put the freshman in?
And he may get a shot.
Yeah, why not put him in, or that true freshman, Sam Richardson, who they love.
Yeah.
The coaches love him.
Yeah.
So
we don't know, and I think that's some of the questions with Iowa State right now, where there's some things we just don't know.
Yep.
And I think that's part of the good thing as we get into predicting these games as we go through the year. I think that's part of the good thing, and that's why there'll be some room for some upsets.
We're looking forward to it. Tim, Bedowers, this is where we're at today.
This is where we're at on Ingersoll. It's a great store full of a lot of fashionable things. We're edgy. We're on the edge of fashion with the new brands and new lines that we find when we go to market to New York. And
yep.
I think it's a must-see if you're looking for the latest and know a little bit about clothes and want to look well. This is the place to come.
Yep, we're looking forward to it. Stop by. It's here on Ingersoll. It's right next to the Star Bar.
Right where you can have some fun.
I like it because it's right down the street from 1460 KXNO, because I can just kind of zip over here.
You just came over, didn't you?
I just came over from the radio station.
Great.
So we're going to be back next time. Tim is going to pick his game, the battle for the Cy-Hawk Trophy, the big one. Who is Tim Sitzmann going to take? We will see you next time here on your video blog brought to you by Mr. Beast today. Bedowers with Tim Sitzmann. We'll see you next time, Fanatics.
See you. Thanks.